I wanna dethrone you, bro. I wanna win the 50K this year. I'm coming after you, bro.
Oh shit! I didn't realize. I didn't realize you're coming after me. Well, you can try. I think I'm pretty good. We certainly
No,
need.
you are. You definitely are the best. You won 2 years in a row.
What's up, guys, and everyone else, ladies too. I'm here with Argentina's finest, top Argentina poker player and world champion Magic player and current world champion of poker, possibly 2023's greatest tournament player right here, Jose Barbero, otherwise known as Nacho.
How are you, Dan? How everybody's doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Why's your nickname Nacho?
It's very simple actually. Like, if you are from South America and your name is Ignacio, and you're called Nacho because it's an Italian name, so Ignacio, Ignacio. So it was too long to say Ignacio, and so they just abbreviated it to Nacho. So if you're born Ignacio, they call you Nacho by default. So Ignacio, it's Italian.
Oh, okay. Well, I like Nacho. I mean, or Ignacio.
Everybody thinks it's something related to the food or something. It's just like it comes with your name.
So, what was your childhood like in Argentina? I'm not sure if it's similar to the U.S. in any kind of way, or I don't know how it
No,
works.
actually, my childhood was amazing. But I'm pretty sure in America it's kind of the same way. Like, I was born in Buenos Aires, like the capital. But when I was 1 year and a half, I moved to small city. Like 100,000 inhabitants, but like 45 minutes away from the capital.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more like more relaxed because in the capital, like in Buenos Aires, it's like so many people, like it's crazy. Your kids can't go out and play by themselves, like it's very dangerous, like their cars, like everything. Where I grew up, it was like we were riding bikes, like we were like doing whatever we wanted. We were like the whole day by ourselves. So basically, like every kid over there was like on their own, like so we were like kind of very wild, very wild, like fighting with rocks and like whatever. Like it was amazing. It was like a really really good childhood playing soccer. Like it's nothing compared to the childhood in Buenos Aires. Like in Buenos Aires, like people they stay more like playing video games are their apartments, their kids, like they don't go out that much.
Hmm.
My childhood was really cool.
Okay, so you're out and about and kind of going on adventures and throwing rocks at each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we were pretty like yeah, we were not like very well behaved like as kids. Like always in fights, always coming home with blood and stuff, like fighting against other kids. It was pretty like Indians were.
It's funny. So, but well, apparently you found magic. I don't know what happened. It seems like kind of in the opposite direction of like getting in fights and throwing rocks. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like I mean I never thought I was gonna play Magic. Like I mean it was like my friend like came up with the cards like one day say oh this game he bought them in Buenos Aires when I say I lived in Buenos Aires but I mean the capital he say okay let's play this game and he asked and he showed me and I was like oh this is cool and I love it straight away and I was like wow this is amazing and so I studied and I didn't have any money honestly and Magic cards were very expensive back then like even because they were in dollars like Argentina is always.
mhm.
Actually, we were living in dollars at that time. Actually, like it was. Imagine like that day over there, it was $1, 1 peso, and now it's 400 to one. That was like 24 years ago. It
Oh,
was 1 to 1. Like this president came up with the idea that like the dollar has to be like paired with the peso. So Argentina was like one of the, it was so expensive. It was more expensive than Paris. It was crazy.
really?
So my friend introduced me this, and I say, "Oh, this is cool." And I started like I picked it up really cool. Like my family, they always been really good with like games. They were like all they really like poker, and like they were like I would always see my parents play, like with my um, with my siblings, like with like everybody, they would always be playing like card games. So when I saw Magic, I was like, oh, this is cool, and I just started buying cards and playing with my friends, and I loved it.
So it sounds like we went from throwing rocks to throwing the spells.
It's best. Have you ever played?
No, I've seen like some cards and not really understood them. I've never played. I understand there's some money to be won in them, and it seems like a lot of poker players have played that prior to playing poker. There must be some kind of similarity, but I don't know. I don't know if there's much money in it. I don't know if it like. I played a lot of. You know what I did play? I played these games where you can build up characters and choose whether to be a mage or
Oh yeah, I like those, like
yeah,
role playing games.
yeah. There's not. I didn't. I've never played those for money either, but I played some tough ones like Demon Souls and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I was a gamer too. I used to play like Counter Strike, and like I used to play like Age of Empires. Yeah, the thing with like what I try to explain to people about Magic the Gathering is like imagine like I started playing when I was 17, right? Magic and poker. All the situations. So at the end, they're like heads up, right? So basically, maybe a hand starts four way or whatever, but like the majority of the pots are one on one, right? Magic the Gathering is like you play all the time one on one, and the other guy has seven cards, between 0 and 7 cards in the hand. So you're trying to know what are their holdings, so you can play accordingly. It's exactly the same as poker. The other guy has two cards, and you try to play accordingly to see what he has. So we had before like the transition to poker. It was so easy because we were so used to looking at the other guy on the face and
Oh,
seeing
really?
what the other guy has, because
Oh,
you have to figure out what the cards he has in hands.
oh! I didn't realize there was a game of like reading and all that.
Of course, there's so much bluffing in Magic the Gathering,
Yeah.
like
Huh.
crazy. Like once there is like a sick play that one guy that was very famous, like the best Magic player ever. He was called Sean Finkel. He's a genius guy. Like he manages like a $1 billion fund. He's on like a hedge fund. He manages it. And this guy he was so smart. And one time he was playing like on a pro tour or something. Pro tour is like the highest competition, and he had seven lands in. He had like 8 cards in hand, and seven of the cards were lands that they don't do anything, right? So he discarded the only good card, and the other guy just conceded the game because he saw he had like 8 spell in hands, and he actually bluffed him, and the other guy was like this when he had no way to win. There was so much bluffing, like so many you can do like so many plays like that, like insane plays. So it's basically the same. He was bluffing, seeing what the other guy has. So we were like, I was playing like between 8 and 10 hours a day, Magic the Gathering. Um, I was playing on the Pro Tour. So we were like all day with cards in hands, like all day, like shuffling cards, shuffling cards. Like let's say like your deck had like 60 cards, and if I pick up the deck and it had 59 cards that it had like 1 gram difference, I would realize that it was like no valid deck, like with like 1 gram difference between each side, like 61. Because if you submitted the deck that it was 59 cards instead of 60, you would lose the game. So I mean, just by shuffling, I would know if like the deck was like it was missing one card, and the cards were like 1 gram.
Really, really. Well, that's yeah,
Yeah,
quite.
it's pretty wild. And I could tell if he had 2 cards more or 2 cards less. It's like just by grabbing it by the weight, because I was like all day shuffling,
Whoa, okay.
10 hours a day shuffling and training against other guys.
Man, you're
It was fun.
serious Magic player. I know you traveled with it. I mean, I don't know where these Magic the Gathering tournaments are. I guess they're in secret locations, or at least that would be fitting. Or I mean, there must be some money in this too, right? Like,
Yeah, there's money. Right now, yeah, it's like it used to be like $40,000 when I used to play for.
oh,
But imagine we are like 20 years old, and if you win a tournament for 40K, it was huge. I mean, now it's like 100K for first. And the tournaments used to be a lot in Japan, mostly in America, and a lot in Europe. So by the age of 22, I already traveled the whole world
oh
playing
wow.
Magic. That was insane. Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. I was a
Yeah,
little bit later than you. I started traveling when I was like um, about that age, or 20, 20, no 20. But it took me a while to get around the world, but mostly because of Black Friday kind of threw me off. I would have just been in the U.S. for a long time. But did you also travel to other parts of Asia and Australia and places like that too for Magic?
yeah, we played the Magic World Cup in Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went two times to Australia there, I think. Yeah, but the majority of the tournaments were like basically America. They had like the most tournaments, USA, and then maybe some tournaments in Mexico, Brazil, a lot in Europe, many in Europe, and then Japan. Japan was the second biggest. So I traveled like 5 6 times to Japan just to play. We were going a lot, and it was good because you can do business too. Like buy cars, sell cars. It was fun. It was so much fun. We had no money. We would sleep like it was an amazing experience. We would sleep like on the floor. Like I slept like anywhere. Like we would eat like we had no money at all. It was amazing.
Well, it's kind of a bit romantic of an idea of a traveling, bit romantic of an adventure to like kind of sleep wherever. Although I don't know if I'd sign up for that. I mean, if I was young, maybe, but it sounds like quite an adventure.
Yeah, it was compared to what we were used to now. Dan, that you're like you pretty much. I mean, I see you a lot that you do a lot of adventures. That you go a lot to Africa and all those things. That is kind of cool. But like more right now, you're more like I'm always on 5 star hotels. Like the adventure of like sleeping in a hostel. I mean, it's so much fun too. When you go to a hostel and you meet so many new people. Sometimes now you go to a 5 star hotel and you're like more like,
It's true, yeah. It's
you know what I mean?
it's far. Yeah, I don't really go to five-star hotels that much, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I noticed that if you're in a hostel or something like that, you're more likely to meet people and have like a maybe in some ways better experience. I toyed with the idea of being in a hostel myself a little bit, but I think it's kind of entertaining to be in these places that aren't necessarily high luxury. I'm not always in them, by the way. Uh, so yeah, but I'll take the luxury. It's usually pretty good. So, how did this translate into poker? It sounds like your parents were playing, and maybe you learned from them, or what happened?
No, pretty much it was no nothing to do with that. Actually, like I moved to France because there was not like too much Magic the Gathering in Argentina, and when I was there, like this really, I mean, he used to play Magic the Gathering. He used to play, sorry, poker. He doesn't play much anymore. I don't know if you heard about him, Gabriel Nassif. He was Team PokerStars Pro at some point. He went to America, and all these guys like Eric Froelich, William Shenson, they were like David Williams. He already started playing poker,
Hmm.
so he came back to France, and I was at his place, and he was like, "Hey, look, everybody's playing Limit Hold'em because it was the only thing." It was back in 2002. He showed me, and I'm like, "Oh wow, this is cool." And he started playing like he was playing 2-5 on Party Poker, and he showed it to me, and I was like, he went to sleep, and I say, "Hey, can I play on your account?" And he said yes, and I lost $850, and I couldn't sleep, bro. I was like crying, shaking. I didn't even have money to my name, like. And the next day he woke up and said, "Bro, I'm gonna pay you. I don't know what happened." And then I was like, I gotta get good at this game. And that was the start. And then we all started playing. All the Magic the Gathering players, they started playing poker like over there, like because we started talking to each other, and like there was not much. money in Magic, and it was so easy poker back then. So anybody that understood a little bit would make money.
Well, it's kind of a funny way to start is start losing $850, but I guess you could smell the money. Is
Yeah, I swear, I saw like Deuce three off was a good hand because I saw somebody make the straight, and I saw, oh, wow. So I was playing limit hold'em ring game, and I was playing Deuce three off from every position.
that
I don't
sounds
know
like
why.
me in 5-3 of hearts. I think that's a really good hand that cracked a four of a kind. So I can't judge obviously because
Yeah, I was like, I saw a couple of guys making straight with that. I'm like, oh well, this hand makes straight. So like, obviously I got shredded. So it was pretty funny. So that was my start. Yeah, so for some years there, we just like started playing, and the next year over there, I went to play. There was the aviation club in France, so they were running some tournaments, and I started playing online, and I went over there and I played. I actually won my first no limit tournament I ever played. It was a $500 buy-in, and I just went there and I won it. So that was kind of a good start because like the
pretty
first ever, yeah, my second poker tournament in my life, I won it. The first one was a limit the night before, and I lost, and then no limit the first one I won it for like 24,000 euros. That was huge.
oh whoa.
So I was like, okay, this is easy, and we started playing Magic and poker for like 4 years. I did like playing both, like being on the Pro Tour with Magic and playing poker like semi pro or whatever.
Oh,
It was cool, bro, because we were still playing Magic, and it was like I was living in France. It was super cool.
uh, yeah, you're already a mixed game player. It sounds like uh, playing Magic and poker.
I, I play a lot of mix now. I love it.
Oh, you do play mixed now.
Yeah, I think it's very entertaining. Like I get bored of No Limit Hold'em, to be honest.
Yeah,
I can't I
it's
can't just play. I'm more a PLO player actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I will say
Yeah.
that No Limit Hold'em, when played in tournaments, when the thing about tournaments in with No Limit is they're always like quite shallow stacks, and you don't really have a whole lot of the room to play. You just have to know where the what the math is and all that, and know your players a bit. It can be a bit dry. I will say that the mixed tournaments are a lot more fun, from my experience. Also, help when you win them. They're
Especially if you win them all, yeah. You play two and you win them back to back. Yeah, it's very very fun, right? Of course, it's fun.
Yeah, they're more fun when you win about half the time. I think I've won more than half of my mixed tournaments that I've played ever. The 8 game ones, anyways, I should say. Uh, but yeah, they're you can mess around a bit more of them too because just bet like the minimum. There's not so much
Yeah,
pressure. So I do hope that mixed becomes more popular for all kinds of reasons. The problem is it's quite complicated of a game. Um, but they could like I don't know maybe throw in magic or something. I read that you won tournaments all through South America. Like you played in the or you played a lot of tournaments in South America and like I forget the locations, but you had it looked like you had loads of success in the Latin American poker tour. Is that right?
yeah, yeah. I'm the biggest winner of Latin American Poker Tour.
Oh, yeah, the three.
Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, I won three, and the other guy won two, and I have the most final tables, the most money won, the most tournaments won, everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Big.
I ran really good over there. I mean, on the LAPTs, I
Uh,
was
well,
yeah. I love the LAPT. It was amazing. There are good locations. South America poker is like more, like you've been there, you've been in Brazil. Like people is more passionate,
really?
They're not like the Euro robots, like studying solvers and all day long.
Oh, so what do you mean more passionate? Do they show more emotion, or do they get more?
Yeah, there's no more emotion for sure. Like people like screams and like celebrates more, and like the final tables are like they're like more wild. It's funny.
Maybe I've yet to play any tournaments in the South American tour, but maybe there's something there that can be used. Well, I'm thinking there's some way that they play could be used to make the tournaments in Europe or wherever a bit more entertaining or interesting to watch. Do you think that could be the case? Especially having gone. I mean, I know you played ones in the U.S. and all that, and you showed up at Triton recently. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. We're thinking about maybe do something big in South America. We were talking to Phil Nagy about it. Let's see if it happens. Cause yeah, it's lacking. It's lacking a bit like more. Party Poker tried. They made the millions. It was pretty good. But then yeah, I don't know what happened. Like they didn't do it anymore. Maybe the pandemic came or something like that. But I remember it was pretty big though. They did it in Rio de Janeiro. And now the LAPT is back. So yeah, and America's Card Room is doing a lot of tournaments in Punta del Este and stuff. I think it's picking up. I wish like maybe like someday Triton happens there, or like
I was thinking
I
that
just
too.
love Triton, man. Triton is it's just so good. It's like the best tour, honestly. Like it's amazing. I mean, obviously it's super expensive. I not everybody can afford it, but it's just like the setup, like it's amazing. Like so we're thinking about doing something like that, but I think it could be a good idea.
I think so too. I mean, well, I hope so, I should say. But all for poker expanding and all that. Is there any pressure, by the way, since you've got all these number one titles, number one Magic player, at least for a while? I don't know if you're still the number one.
No, no, no. I'm
Oh,
really bad now. I still play a lot though, but I'm really bad. I used to be the number one in Argentina, but I did really good. Like but not like I mean I was never like not even, I was maybe on the top 32, top 20 in the world at some point, but
oh, okay.
not more than that.
But
They were really, really, really good players.
oh, okay, okay. But what about being the top Argentinian pro and the top LAPT pro and top 200 year 2023 pro? Is there any pressure or any like? Does it bug you at
I
all?
mean,
All glory.
I don't know, cause I mean, like it's complicated for me. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna be playing like like all the 100Ks and stuff. So I mean, like, what are my odds of like being actually the number one at the end of the year? Like, like the guys that are up there, like they're playing 100Ks and 50Ks with like really small fields, and like they have a huge advantage if I'm not gonna be playing them. Like so. I mean, I don't think like I have any chance of being at the end of the year if I'm not gonna be playing those tournaments.
That's
Um, but I do, but I'm gonna be playing now EPT Monaco, and I'm gonna be playing Triton, and I'm gonna be playing every day at the World Series. So maybe and I'm very confident now. I mean about my game. I studied a lot mixed games lately. I put a lot of time. So yeah, um, and I'm obviously always like keeping updated on Hold'em all the time. I haven't worked so much on PLO, but PLO is like the game I work the most in my life. So I mean, like I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I should put some more time before the World Series anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel any pressure because like I mean, it's very unrealistic for me to like finish at the end of the year like number one
right, right. Uh,
if I'm not gonna be playing, like you know what I mean, like all the 50Ks, all the 100Ks, all the 25Ks.
no,
I
for
think,
sure.
for example, like, Foxen has like a way better chance, or Isaac Haxton that being number one at the end of the year, or Chidwick.
It sounds kind of brutal anyway, if, at least from my perspective, to try to be number one tournament player. If that's like a specific goal, well, what do you have any aspirations in poker? Like, do you have any titles of sorts, or um, goals specifically that you're aiming for?
Yeah, I really, honestly, if you ask me, I wanna dethrone you, bro. I wanna win the 50K this year. I'm coming after you, bro.
Oh shit! I didn't realize you're coming after me. Well, you can try. I think I'm pretty good. We certainly
No,
need.
you are. You definitely are the best. You won 2 years in a row. I did really good on all the tournaments, 8 games and 10 games I played this year. I mean, so I feel very good about my game over there.
Okay.
Um,
We need some competition.
so,
We need some someone to spice things up. I've never had an Argentinian adversary before, as far as I'm aware.
but you play Yuri. Yuri's insane. So good.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. I played him online a bit. I didn't realize this, but I played him a bit online. He was pretty good. As a matter of
Yeah,
fact.
he's a genius. I love Yuri. It's my favorite.
Do you and like the other is there like a South American poker professional scene? Because I didn't know. I mean, I kind of knew that there was a lot the poker was budding there a lot, but I didn't know how many pros there were. I didn't know if it was like kind of like the US where there's tons of pros. I don't know if you guys. Well, it sounds like you know Yuri. Um, yeah. By the way, Yuri did get the best of me lately in online.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. If you have you heard about like all these Brazilian teams? How many people they have under like the stables?
How many?
It's crazy. Like I think for the team they have 600 players or something like that. Only
600 players.
one. Yeah, only one team. They have 600 horses
Really?
grinding every day.
That's kind of crazy. That's very
Yeah,
impressive for a.
that's only one team. That's only one team. There are like 100 teams in Brazil. It's
Whoa.
wild. I mean, like, yeah. So like, so many of think about it. Like, okay, so you start like with these guys that let's say they start playing whatever, like $20 buying ABI or something like average buying. Um, like some of them they're gonna succeed. Some of them like they go really fast up and like they're become like super good and like they're out there now on the EPTs. You could see now on the EPT the last one in Barcelona. No, it was the last one. I think there were like 3 or 4 Brazilians um, on the final table.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Is there not like some Argentinian teams?
Yeah, there are many Argentinians too. Yeah, my brother he plays for one of them. For one of them, there is a stable. I might be thinking about coming with like my own school too soon if I have time to do it. Maybe build a stable or a poker school or something.
I've been contemplating something like that myself, although not exactly for the purpose of having a team. But well, some friends of mine have been thinking of that also. If that's the case, we can have a team battle. We can have like a full thing.
Let's do it.
It can be like Captain Nacho and Captain Jungle's team battle, or we can battle the teams of Brazil. It'll be like uh, there'll be plenty of opportunity to make some fun out of that.
Yeah, we should. We should. We make them fight, like fight one on one, heads ups and everything. Let's go. It's good though. We can do challenges and stuff like who wins the most money on MTTs. I mean, it's a lot of variance though, but yeah,
Yeah,
it could be fun.
something like that could be possible if people play similar amounts. Is a big thing, but yeah, I'm open for any kinds of fun challenges. I think it's good for poker, and I do think also that poker growing worldwide is it's realistic. I think. I mean, the way you talk about it sounds like it's kind of the dream. I would think for a lot of 20-year-olds these days, from back in the day. Not many people get to travel the world these days. Certainly, when they go the conventional route of going to school. Did you ever think about going to school, or was it always just like you're going to be a card hustler and and
There is 0% chance I go back to school, bro. 0%.
oh, yeah,
I have a very big ADD actually. Like I mean, it's crazy. I can't even read a book.
It's
I don't know what happened to me. Like I used to read like literally one book a day when I was young, and I
oh,
went from like insane. I was like the most avid reader you will ever see. Like I would read like one book a day, like 7 books a week. It was insane. Like it was just like I started studying law actually. It was like all day reading. And now I don't know what happened. Like I can't read more like that 5 pages, and I just like lose focus all the time, and it's just like give up. I can't read.
that's kind.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't. At least it's something like with podcasts or something, a college with podcasts or something like that. I can't. I
There's.
really can't. I can't. Yeah.
I'm a bit curious what happened, but I know by the way that you've read a book that I happened to be recommended to me recently. This book by Herman Haas, I think, Siddhartha,
Yeah.
was a specific book that was recommended to me. You like wrote this as was your favorite book. I
Yeah.
understand something along these lines.
Who recommended it to you?
This dude from India, this like guy that like asked him a couple questions, and this dude just like apparently a very spiritual guy from Varanasi, this Indian city there. Why?
Yeah, it's just amazing book. You should read it. It's a must read. I mean, it's just like I mean, my friend recommended it to me. I mean, maybe when I was going through something bad or something, and it was like it really helped me. And like I don't know, it's just recommended to people. Is that we all? It's something that everybody has to read. Actually,
Really?
yeah, I think so. Yeah. What is your favorite book?
My favorite book. Let me think. That's a tough one. One of my favorite spiritual books, I could say. One I like is Force versus Power. That's a spiritual book. And then one that's of a different variety of sorts. Uh, I did start to like the Hindu epic, the Mahabharata, a bit. It took me a minute though. It's very long. And then I also liked one that I liked that's
I
different.
think I read that one. What's the name? The Hindu?
Mahabharata. It's a Hindu
Yeah.
epic. I started to
Oh, the
like
Hindu.
that, but it took me a while to like it. I didn't like it at first, to be honest. Um, and then there's one book by this guy Ravi Shankar that most people are not aware of. Ravi Shankar is kind of like a modern day world teacher, and appears to be pretty much a perfect person from what I can tell. Like he does, he's got no. I've never seen any indication of any negativity or whatever. But he's got a book called let's see, something like To the Sincere Seeker. I forgot the name. I have to find it. Um, but it doesn't look like much. This book is just it's not very ostentatious, but it's got a lot of interesting ways of looking at things and a lot of stories about the guy's life that are quite enlightening. Just a lot of like, yeah, it's like kind of philosophical, and I thought it was interesting and entertaining too. Pretty easy to read.
Nice. Yeah, I really one that it was pretty cool. So autobiography of a yogi or something about like it was very good, but it was very complicated too, like and super long.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't read much about like about Buddhism and stuff, but that one was very good. I remember.
it's good, but I like don't know how true it is because in that book there's a straight up miracle, like not even a subtle miracle, every other page, right? Like the first thing that happens is he like voices something into existence, and then he like there's just like miracles after miracles in this book, like people getting healed out of nowhere. And I'm sitting here
Yeah,
thinking, where are these things happening? Like I haven't seen any of this.
in
Um,
your life, right?
what the hell? I've heard stories of this, by the way. I keep reading about this stuff, and I'm just like thinking, man, where are these miracles? By the way, there's many miracles around this Ravi Shankar guy. Many people getting healed and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't exactly seen it for myself, but my friends swear they've seen it. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, maybe whatever, but I don't know. Um, yeah, but most people, I remember, what's his face? Steve Jobs gave everyone a copy of that book, by the way, the
Oh
autobiography.
wow.
Yogananda seemed to really like it, but he's also
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so. What you've switched from books to podcasts? Is that what's going on? Are you a podcast listener?
No, not really. No, but I was just saying it's a way to study. Like I would like that would be a way
Hmm.
because I can't just. I don't know what happened to me. I swear it's crazy. You see, I lost focus on the final table and I made a misclick on the PCA final table. So
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. It was I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about that. You like rate.
I don't really care. I mean, like it's fine. Like I'm over it. I mean, everything happens for a reason. I was just telling that yesterday. Like, um, I'm very happy that I signed with America's Card Room now. If I would have win that hand, maybe if I would have win that tournament, maybe I would have PokerStars would have offered me a contract, like to be a team pro.
Hmm.
And I'm much rather be close to Phil Nagy and America's Card Room than being back with PokerStars. That I don't, cause like whatever, maybe they offer me more money, maybe I would have been with them a couple of years. I'm really like life, everything happens for a reason. I have to make that. And I mean, like what I try to tell people is also like, let's say, okay, I had like before that hand, I had 22 millions, right?
Hmm.
And I lost 5 millions. I went to 17. Then I lost some other hands. I went to 12 millions. But after that, I say I was a bit tilted, whatever. But I then like I talked myself into it. I regained posture, and I was like playing great again. I went from like 12 million to 24 million, with the second one having 14 millions, 10 millions, and 8 million. I was super cheap leader like after 2 hours again. And then I took a three outer for like 65% of the chips in play. So I mean, like, I don't regret anything because it wasn't meant to be. I was chip leader after, and then
Hmm.
after the three outed, I was down to 20 blinds. I could never recover. But it's not like if I would have gone from 20 like busted like after that misclick and would have go to zero, I would have felt so bad. But then I was chip leader with double the second one again, and I still lost. So it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Because it's way harder in your head. Like let's say you made a misclick, I went from 22 to 12, then I lose, I come fourth. You're like, I really it up. But if you're like there and I still was chip leader with double the second again, I still lost. I mean, it wasn't meant to be.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
So,
like after you take the three out or two on top of that as extra salty. Um,
yeah.
is there like a specific reason why you like America's Card Room more than PokerStars and Phil Nagy and these guys?
I think, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I can make more stuff with them. Like they're like he's very supportive. Phil, like, I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't have anything. PokerStars was great, when like uh the Schreiber were there, and now they're more like a brand, like like they don't really care. They don't even care about poker. I think, honestly.
Yeah, that is the word on the street is that PokerStars is not really very supportive of poker as like a growing game or anything like that. I mean,
No,
that was
they
what I,
just
huh?
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, they had the best thing, the best brand. Like everybody loved the software, everything. They sold it, and like they just became like a corporation, like whatever. Like they didn't care. Now that they're losing so much share, that they started coming back with the EPT, the LAPT, and everything. They're trying to make it work. But if you see, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna tell you one experience. Like I never play online, but last year, um, I was very depressed because I had like all my money in Luna. My like 95% of my money, I lost it all.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost like 8 figures or something like that. Um, yeah, so so I Musta say to me, hey, come to play. We're gonna play like I'm gonna play Scoop and say, yeah, sure, I go. So I went to his place. I went to play, and so it was the day before like the main event of Scoop, right, last year.
Hmm.
So I went to play, and it was Saturday. I registered for a 2K, and bro, and I knew it was 80 people or 70 people. I knew every single nickname. I'm like, what? Am I really playing a 2K tournament? But like, I know the seven. I barely play online. I barely play, and I knew the 70 person on the list.
Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
like,
That doesn't seem like a good sign. You don't want to know everyone that plays in like a
I'm
not.
like, I'm never playing here again. Like, bro, I'm like, sure. And then like, whoa. I mean, I played that day. Then the next day, I won the 10K PLO on Scoop, so I was happy about it. But um, it was like, I mean, like really, and even the 10K PLO, it was like I knew like there were 120 people, and then I knew 105. It's
Wow.
like really, are you really? Where is the edge? Like, what's my ROI? And then,
I mean,
like when I'm playing the top 100 players in the world in a
they
10K or
they also take on the deposit. They take a cut on the deposit and on the cut on the withdrawal. I mean, at that point, I personally was just thinking, okay, now there's high rake to battle against, and all the pros are playing in the same tournaments.
exactly. I mean, like, I mean, Dan, I don't know what you play poker for. I play poker to make money, right? I don't care about who has the biggest ball, who wins, like, who makes the sickest play, who's like, oh wow. I was like, bro, I play to make money, and I play because I love the game, but I'm not gonna be playing there like a tournament with 80 regs, 80 top regs, 2K, 80 top regs. I mean, I'm a fish there.
Yeah, well, you got to make money too. That's part of what. I mean, I agree. It's super important that there should be some kind of bottom line for the pros. I mean, I do really think that sometimes the sites squeeze too much for rake and these kinds of things. They squeeze the pros too much, making it really hard to make money. I'm hoping that what's going on in it sounds like what's going on in South America is like a bit favorable for the the professionals. Is that accurate? It seems like there's still like quite a wealth of enthusiasm for the game, and there's still lots of. I mean, there's just more gambling. I would think. Is that?
Yeah, yeah, it's more friendly and it's more recreational, like,
Mhm.
and that's what we need. I was thinking like I had a really cool idea, maybe like, I mean, maybe we can think about it, but I was thinking like, what would be the ideal? I wanted to do something related with blockchain or something. What would be the best idea for maybe for the poker players? Like, let's say like the pros maybe have to pay like a small fee or something, but how to give back to the losing players and get those losing players back in the tournament with money from like as just like let's say like a group. Like let's say we all like let's say you register for the World Series and you everybody pays an extra $2, right?
Mhm.
And then that money goes back into get those the losing players back into like the tournament, so the tournaments get more juicy. I thought a lot about that idea. I wrote a lot of things like because that's how you create like an organic way to people like wanting to play more tournaments when they're more choosy, even online. Let's say let's say you play a tournament online and you're gonna get like 200 qualifiers from this like let's say from this association or whatever you want to say call it, They give away 200 tickets, and so that tournament is going to be super juicy, and all the people is going to want to play, and it's going to attract more like recreationals, more pros. It has to be a way that we can do something maybe to try to get back. Let's say you haven't won any tournaments or haven't won any money, like we give you back some money and we take from the money from the people that won, like a little bit extra. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but it has to be a way. Or imagine just like getting
Um,
them onto Triton or something, like people that never have a chance to play it, or in like a 10Ks or 5Ks. So now you play a 10K with like 20 qualifiers for free, and now the 10K becomes like really juicy.
well, so things like that are worth a shot. I think all that can work online, but not live, because the expenses for running live tournaments are a little bit higher than, or quite a bit higher actually, than online tournaments. But actually, someone pitched to me recently an idea that was that made quite a lot of sense, where basically everyone makes money. Um, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But it did involve something like giving money back to the recreational players. Things like this, I think, are worth a shot at least to see if they do work. Because if they do work, they can pay off very big, and the potential is quite high, especially if it's self-sustainable. So ideas like that could be worth a try, just to see if it would work. I mean, I'm certainly a fan of more qualifiers for things like Tritons and like dream tournament situations like the main event. That's what satellites are for, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's probably some ideas that are worth thinking about in that domain. I mean, I've started to think about that myself. Is like maybe there's different ways of like organizing the structure to create more long-term sustainability in the poker economy, but these things could be tried on a small scale.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we gotta think about it. I just wanna help the community, honestly. So like, I mean, whatever is best for us, it's probably beneficial for everybody. Like,
Well, those are the situations that are great when all the everyone wins somehow. That's the premise of this the podcast actually, or the hope. Is poker still the dream, or do you want to talk about that anymore?
um, I honestly, I mean, I love playing poker. I mean, I'm not gonna this 0% chance I would like not play. Maybe I just play less, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen this year. Actually, I'm gonna play more. But yeah, no, I wanna. We just wanna build stuff and um, do something with like crypto related that I think is the way to go. Um, we did stuff in the past, and now we just like crypto was so shredded for like a year now that like we kind of stopped, but now we're back on it, and we're like we teaming up. We just had a call, and we hired some people, and yeah, really cool stuff. So I think yeah, I mean, just honestly, I mean, I invested in a lot of things. Like I have restaurants, but I don't manage them by myself and stuff. Like, so I have many other businesses on the side, but like the things I really interested is just like to build stuff on crypto and like just like build like beyond that and just play poker. Honestly, for now, it's like tries me. I think honestly, like the future is it's gonna be all on the blockchain. Now with all this in artificial intelligence stuff, like you can build like systems to trade and like so many things, like like do like some kind of cool stuff with that. So like it's pretty interesting. I think it's the way to go now.
Oh, I'm sure there's tons of money in it, especially with AI and all of that. I think it's a little, well, it's risky in the super long run when not security precautions aren't taken into account with messing with something extremely intelligent potentially. But
It's very scary. It's very scary. I don't know what's gonna happen with all that.
so is that where your aspirations lie? Crypto, bit of poker, maybe becoming my Argentinian adversary, taking me down at the 50K and telling Yuri you're gonna have revenge for him.
Yeah, South American power. We're gonna get you this year, bro.
All right, South American power. I needed adversaries. I'm running out of adversaries. I've taken enough of them down. I'm like getting kind of bored. So, yeah. Uh, if you do, I would appreciate it. I'm
Yeah,
faced
yeah.
Argentina.
Those are my goals. Like I'm very simple. I just love playing poker, traveling, and you know, I don't need much more in my life. Working on what I like, and that's it.
All right, simple enough. Let's see. What about which poker player do you admire the most?
Who I admire the most? I really like now that I see him playing a lot. Isaac Haxton.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Now, yes. Maybe last year I was different. Maybe I would say Chidwick. But now I don't know. It's just like I think poker players is just like like they're very streaky. Like some years they win everything. And next year like, oh, he doesn't win that much, and like you think like, oh, he's not the best anymore. But it's like it's so much variance. But
Of course.
yeah,
The guys you picked are kind of like the supercomputers of the poker world. Chidwick's like does the exact same thing every hand,
yeah,
and
yeah. Adrian Mateos, I really like to how he plays.
he's less of like a super.
But I'm more interested also in like the players that they play the most games. That's what I say, Isaac, because he's very good at PLO too. I mean, obviously Ivy, I would say. I mean, he's the all-time favorite, and now he's playing a lot back, and I think he's like literally I mean, obviously right now he doesn't play that much No Limit Hold'em, but I mean, like I think he was my all-time favorite for the whole time. Like
He was mine too for a while, also.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I had a really nice Ivy story the other day. I
What's that?
was walking with him. I was in Triton in Madrid. I went to play only one tournament. I was walking with him and Patrick Antonius, and I was around with them. I told them, "What happened to you guys? I mean, you guys used to win everything, and now look at you guys. You guys don't win anything anymore. What's going on?" And Ivy looked at me like, and he looks at me and he goes like, "I haven't been winning because I haven't been playing." And he went and win everything that Triton. Like he looked at me like, I'll be back to play now and I win everything back. Relax, relax, kid.
Didn't expect your comment, and definitely didn't expect any of that, frankly.
That was so funny.
Well, I appreciate your time, and also as far as last words go, if there's some kind of solution to making these tournaments more sustainable and better for the VIPs, the recreational players, I'm all for working that out. I think.
Yeah, we should think about it. I wanted to do something.
Okay.
We can talk.
All right. I'll see if we can fix poker together. Uh,
Yeah, why not? I think that's the whole point, no? I mean, if it gets more recreational, as how to manage a way to get back the people back in the tournaments, and it's gonna be even better for us because it's gonna be more. The ROI would be bigger for us too.
for sure. Well, there has to be something in it for them too, as well, of course.
Yeah, exactly. A way to get them. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you for your time, Nacho. It's been a pleasure. I also hope to one day play you at the Felt in Argentina or at the final table of the 50K would also be cool.
No problem. It was very nice.